They are scenes that are hard to forget. Charlie, Francis, and Jean. 5 years have gone by since the 3 hurricanes tore through Florida, one right after the other, leaving a path of destruction and devastation across the state.
At a public access way.
I covered all 3 and remember all too well just as how we cleaned up from one storm, we were facing another. Every Floridian enacting their hurricane plan again and again and again. So as we head into the height of hurricane season once again, and you start to stock up on things like flashlights, food, water, and ice, there is one thing you should think about donating before a storm hits: your blood.
The need for blood doesn't go down during a storm, but the ability to collect it sometimes is difficult because of the storm. So you might lose a day or 2 or 3 of collections, and that lowers the general blood supplies,
Making the need for increased blood donations before the storm hits all the more urgent. That's because while most of us are riding out the storms in our homes or in a shelter, area hospitals are operating at full force, and the people who normally receive blood still need it, regardless of whether there's a hurricane hitting the state or not.
We still have cancer patients that are still here. We still have open heart surgery and transplant surgery that's still going on during that time.
In addition to treating those patients who are going to need blood regardless, here at ORMC, which is the area's only Level 1 trauma center, they're also going to be treating those patients who are injured as a result of the storm.
The emergencies that you see are all trauma related, but they can be of greater acuity and greater numbers when we have a natural disaster such as the hurricane. So that's why the potential for an increased blood need is certainly there.
Both hospitals say they usually see the greatest need for blood during the days following a storm.
We might have a greater demand for blood because of the trauma that that a situation like a hurricane might present, and the normal process of that donor, the normal donation process may be interrupted. People, because of the emergency, can't continue to go to the local blood center and donate.
Florida's blood center shifts into hurricane mode well before the storm hits, and donors are a big part of our plan.
Sometimes, yes, you do try to get donors to come before a storm to build up the blood supply. Often it's a response after the storm where you can basically get people to respond because they know that there was some damage and some people may possibly have been injured. So either way, it can go both ways. You just have to avail yourself of the opportunity.
And because FBC has distribution sites throughout Florida, we are able to keep the blood supply moving to hospitals, even if some areas are offline due to the storm.
One of our strengths is that we don't have all of our eggs in the same basket. We don't have the entire blood supply here in Orlando. We have blood supplies in what we call hubs all over the state. So we try to balance those and assure that the blood is in the place that it needs to be and in those hospitals that are most likely to have casualties.
So when you're loading up on storm supplies and securing your home, be sure to add donating blood to your hurricane checklist. I'm Nancy Gay for Florida's Blood Centers, where local heroes are saving lives.